And I didn't really want to say those. All those things make me feel, even to this moment, like a very petty person, you know? Like, here's this guy, he's doing all this great stuff. Most women would kill to have a more active partner. I had a different kind of problem. And I didn't really give a if it made me feel small. I needed to say it. We had to clear the air.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Shout out to Mr. Ron for this video. Here's his message. Love your channel. I never miss a video. Check out the link below. It's a long watch, but a good interview if you care to take the time. As I was listening, I couldn't help but think of your channel. The Pure Gold starts at 1 hour 40 minutes. LOL. Mr. Ron, thank you for the video topic request and for supporting the channel. Salute! Megyn Kelly, talk show host, political commentator, and married for 16 years, recently sat down for an interview on the Sean Ryan Show and got real about why she resented her husband at one point in their marriage. And let me tell you, the reasons behind that resentment say a lot about female nature and how women sabotage their own relationships. But before we dive into that, let's start with how Megyn Kelly met her husband.
Ain't that a man?
How did you meet your husband?
We were set up.
Really?
So I was a young cub reporter at Fox, and he was running his own business. He had started a company from New York, but it was based in Florida. And we were set up on what was a blind date for me, not so much for him. That's kind of a great story because this woman who did PR work for his firm sent me an email saying, Megyn, I have no idea what your situation is, but I know this great guy. She gave me his resume, you know, like he went to Duke, he went to Georgetown for his MBA, he sounded smart, he's great looking, and we all love this guy, super nice guy. And I had just gotten out of my first marriage, and I almost deleted the email. I literally had the finger on the delete button. And at the last second, something made me hit save instead.
Boss?
She was traveling with him on an airplane, and they saw me pop up doing a report on Duke lacrosse and that fake rape case. And they got to talking about that story because Doug went to Duke and me, and she, you know, I guess he must have said some favorable things. And so she shot me an email, like, you know, he expressed interest, I guess. And it's just so crazy because if you, like, Doug came into my life when he was 34 years old. He did have that nice resume. He was running a company. He came from a very nice Philadelphia family, not snooty, just like, well, I mean, a nice family. And he'd never been married. It was just, he's very good looking. I think the audience will Google Doug Brunt. You will see. I'm not just being a proud wife. He's really a great looking guy. And I was like, he's gay. He's a serial killer. He has a secret wife. That's obvious. Every lady knows that doesn't just come to you after your divorce when you're 34 or 35 years old. It doesn't happen. So I was like, I guess I can give it a try until I find the bodies buried in the basement, but it'll, you know, we'll have a good run.
A few things stand out in this clip. First, women move on quick after a breakup or divorce, so don't think your ex is sitting at home crying over you for years. In fact, in yesterday's video, we covered how 50% of women in relationships have a backup man in the holster. The process of moving on often starts before the relationship even ends. Second, her husband wasn't some average dude. Women don't brag about their man's status unless there's something to brag about. You'll never hear a woman tell you to Google her broke, unattractive boyfriend. If Megyn's husband wasn't a Chad, she wouldn't have entertained him, let alone been recommended to him in the first place. Third, her first instinct was to assume something was wrong with him, instead of considering that he had standards or was avoiding low-quality women. She jumped straight to the usual stereotypes: gay, toxic. Notice how media and movies push the same narratives to make women feel better about themselves when they're not the ones being chosen. Reality check. High-value men don't just settle. Now let's get into the resentment part.
So you guys have been married for 16 years?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you think the key to a successful marriage is?
I definitely think it's using your most generous lens on your partner, trying to interpret all behaviors through the lens of he loves me and I love him. That helps with so many things. And I also think it's important to say the thing that you don't want to say. Not to be intentionally hurtful, but we don't really have a lot of conflict now. But when I was on Fox in the prime time and Doug was doing more than his fair share of everything going on with the young kids, he was never like a stay-at-home dad. He always had stuff going on, but he had a job that allowed him to be at home more, and so he necessarily was doing more. He never got resentful really of me, actually. He was always very supportive. He's just a cool guy, but I got resentful of him.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I don't like that the kids go to your side of the bed in the middle of the night. I don't like that you've shown them all these movies that, I'm not around to see. Now you have your own little language with them about the fun things you've done. I don't like when I'm having a one-on-one conversation with them and you come in and join. I need my own one-on-one time with them. Get out, And I didn't really want to say all those things make me feel, even to this moment, like a very petty person, Like, here's this guy, he's doing all this great stuff. Most women would kill to have a more active partner. I had a different kind of problem. And I didn't really give a shit if it made me feel small. I needed to say it. We had to clear the air.
This is pure gold. This right here is what separates the boys from the men, or in this case, the men from the women. When it comes to emotional discipline, women just suck at it. Yes, I said it. A few days ago, we posted a video about a woman who can't seem to understand that she is the reason high-value men are running in the other direction. Why? Because she can't control her emotions and constantly vents her frustrations online. And what do men do? They observe and make a logical decision. Nope, not worth the headache. Megyn Kelly resenting her husband because the kids like him more is just another example of this emotional immaturity. And this dynamic plays out in different ways. A wife resenting her husband when he loses his job and she becomes the breadwinner. A girlfriend feeling insecure because her boyfriend is more likable in social settings. It all boils down to the same issue. When things don't go their way, women struggle to handle it. Women don't just want love and attention, they want control. Megyn Kelly's resentment wasn't about her husband spending more time with the kids. It was about her not being the center of attention. And when reality doesn't align with their fantasy, emotions take over and logic goes out the window. And this is exactly why high-value men avoid emotionally unstable women. A woman who lacks emotional discipline isn't wife material. A valuable asset. She's a liability. Relationships, careers, even friendships suffer when emotions dictate decisions. Now let's see how they handle this conflict.
And Doug always made me feel better about those things, always, And then when I finally righted my life and got more balance into where I could be a more active mother, I realized it's not so thrilling to have them come over in the middle of the night and wake you up. It was, I didn't know how good I had it. Go bother your father.
How long did it take you to find that balance? Did you find it at Fox, or was it after your what would I call it, mainstream?
I mean, I left Fox for a bunch of reasons, but the number one reason was I needed to raise my own children. They were 7, 5, and 3 when I left, and I hadn't missed it. I'd missed a lot.
Yeah.
But I hadn't missed it. And, it's just, if people don't understand that, it's like I can't explain it to them. Like, there's only one time that you can raise them. That's it.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it all the time.
Once you've missed it, you've missed it.
Yeah. I'm realizing how fast it actually does go.
You have to
It's
prioritize
terrifying.
it. Yeah, you have to. And I remember when I was thinking about leaving Fox, I sat next to some gazillionaire at some event. We were both doing a speech someplace or something, and he was talking about how he spent all of his kids' 18 years of formation on the road and earning the money, and they have a private jet and all this stuff. And he was like, I screwed up. It wasn't worth it. I wish so much I had done it differently. And I was like, this is an angel sent to me at this moment in time when I can make a different choice.
Did you notice? Once Megyn got what her husband had, she still wasn't happy. Because for most women, it's about the end result, not the process. They see what someone has, but they don't respect what it took to get there. This behavior plays out everywhere, even with mothers who keep their children away from their fathers because they don't want the kids to like their dad more. Instead of embracing the father's role, they poison the kids' minds to feel better about themselves. And the system? It rewards them for it. At the end of the day, I respect Megyn Kelly for being transparent about her experience. Stories like these serve as a warning to men. Emotional instability will wreck a relationship. And unlike women, men don't get away with this kind of behavior. It will backfire. Fellas, stay sharp, stay focused, and as always,
Management, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.